What's up, mates? It's Jab. Today we're doing another run on the reactor. Today we're doing MLP, multi-layered plastics. These are mostly like food packages, containers, all the type of stuff. Basically, it's anything with multiple layers. It could be plastic, aluminum, or wood. As you saw, those other chip bags had aluminum. Some of these are just multiple layers of different types of plastic. These are traditionally very hard to recycle. So I also have this electric meter on the plastic shredder so we can see how much electricity it consumes. Some people have been asking. So as I was saying, this plastic is traditionally very hard to recycle because the different layers are laminated together. So like the aluminum or the wood or whatever is in there is laminated with the plastic. So they normally actually aren't recycled. They're usually at the best incinerated. Fortunately, we can fix that with this reactor, so that's what we're going to do. As you see, we consumed 0.061 kilowatt hours of electricity to shred up all that plastic, which pretty much ain't shot. Like, that's literally like less than 10 cents. Like, it's a super amount. Anyways, as you see, there are these little aluminum bits. Some of the bags, the chip bags have aluminum, and as we know, what happens when you put aluminum in the microwave, right? So I actually wonder if that aluminum will act as an antenna and if it will actually help the reaction. So weighing this alone comes out to be 1.25 pounds or 0.56 kilograms of plastic. Now we gotta add some catalyst. This first catalyst I add is carbon. Now what these carbon does is it actually allows the plastic to absorb microwaves. So we break down this plastic in a microwave reactor, and as you should know, if you put plastic in your microwave, it doesn't break down. So we're going to add 0.75 pounds or 0.34 kilograms of carbon, and actually we're going to do that exact same amount of every other catalyst we add in here. So we go ahead and add the carbon in. This next thing is actually iron or steel shavings or waste product, I guess. When you like grind steel with an angle grinder, like this comes off of it, right? And this stuff actually is a very good microwave absorber, allowing the plastic to absorb microwaves extra good. And this is actually a waste product too. Once again, 0.75 pounds, 0.34 kilos. Next thing is litter or clay, and this stuff does benefit the reaction. It does some chemical things. I know I don't really sound very great in the explanation there, but it does do its job. Next thing is this lime, and this lime once again does some chemical things as well. It actually is an alkaline product, so it reacts to anything acidic in the plastic and absorbs to anything like chlorines or sulfur dioxides, all that type of stuff. So anyways, we go ahead, put it all in there. The total weight of everything is 4.25 pounds or 1.92 kilograms. So now we're going to go ahead and load this in the reactor. I just put this makeshift hopper, which is a bucket at the top. And as I'm loading it in, I spin the blades because that kind of helps mix everything up as it's going in there. So really, we don't even need to really mix the catalyst outside of the reactor, really. We could do it when it's in here, but I just did it anyway. So anyway, you see all the plastic is in there. You can see all the little bits of aluminum and stuff in there. And once it's in there, I mean, and those blades spin it around, that's pretty much how the reactor is going to work when it's inside molten hot plastic too. You know, it's going to get broken down and it's going to be agitated around to fix everything up. So we put this argon in there to push out all the oxygen. You just heard this pressure. We need no oxygen in this reaction. So about an hour in, after I turned it on, the temperatures are 740 degrees for the body temperature, 250 degrees for the vapor temperature, and I also have the Celsius numbers up there as well for all my non-US science people, I guess, because it's really just the US that does this, the Fahrenheit, right? So you also see I have some flammable vapors that form with this reaction. So after that, when the reaction's done, it was about 24 kilowatt hours of electricity to complete. It was about a 5-hour, 30-minute run. And I go ahead, take off the manway at the front here. And as we see, we go ahead, and this is all that's left of the plastic. Really just carbon. Now the first little bits of carbon I get are a little bit like waxy or oily. Like, they're not completely carbon. Like, literally right after that first little bit, we get all the good carbon out. This dusty carbon. Like, you know it's good carbon if it, like, when it falls, it makes dust everywhere. Because that means that it's completely dry, completely oilless, free of organic matter pretty much. And I reckon that all those little aluminum bits are just right here ready to be recovered too, you know, with the proper process to separate them from the carbon, maybe some type of eddy currents or whatever. So anyways, at the end of the day, we want to go ahead and weigh this. I do want to examine this carbon product though. I always like to examine it to see the level of carbonization. So the goal is always absolute carbonization. As you see, we do have some briquettes of coal there. Because you know what? This is carbon or pure coal, so this can pretty much be burnt. So the total weight at the end is 3.35 pounds or 1.51 kilograms, which brings the weight loss to about 0.9 pounds or 0.4 kilograms. So there was almost a pound lost in terms of the weight. Now, in terms of this oil, we actually didn't get all that much oil from the multi-layered plastic, if I'm being completely honest. Like, compared to other things, we've gotten shite for oil. But, you know, this oil, just like all the oils we've gotten, kind of is the similar characteristics. It's flammable, it lights for a long time, you know. So, you know, we're going to add it to the batch when we distill a whole bunch of this good oil. Yeah. And after the oil, the last thing we got from this was a ton of gas. Or not really a ton. We got 3 yoga balls full of this stuff. So we got more gas than oil by a large amount. And for these yoga balls, you see the flame, nice and beautiful, like we always have. Well, that's pretty much it for the multi-layered plastic. So hard to recycle, but so easy for me. Peace out.